Hello and good evening to the March edition of Your Questions Answered. I'm Michael, KB9VBR.
And I'm Joe, KD9CGX. And thank God you don't know what we were talking about just before we went live.
We almost forgot to hit the button. We were deep into conversation.
We were having a conversation, and I looked down and oh, crap, it's 7 o'clock.
We need to figure out how to open up the pre-show green rooms to like patrons or something like that.
Oh, no, I don't think that's good. If you really want to know what grinds my gears, just listen to that. Wow.
Oh, we got a really big show tonight. So thanks everybody that are joining us this evening. We're going to want to do your ham radio related questions. So drop those into the chat. The sooner the better, so we can catch as many as we can. We got a couple
remember,
things.
I haven't been on the air since January, so I need to catch up, guys.
We missed you.
Yeah, so everyone remembers we had the winter field day, and of course 3 guys locked in a cabin for 3 days. I came home and I got sick, and I was down for like 3 days that week, just miserable. And then the next week came up and I was doing real good, and then like Thursday hit and I lost my voice. So it was like Revenge of the Sith or something, I'm not sure. Yeah, someone asked if I'm doing something differently with my hair. I got it cut, but it's I got a rude awakening the other day. I went to there was a local place that had a grand opening restaurant, and there was a Facebook picture of all the diners in the dining room, and I'm front and center, my back to the camera, and you can see the halo. I'm like, oh, that's bad. When did it get that bad? And my wife just goes, I don't know. I'm like, yeah.
We got people joining us here, so I'm going to say hi to a few people. I've been sick most of the month of February. It's the month of drug on with colds and whatnot and the crud and
it was cold, it was damp.
Yeah.
It wasn't cold, but it was cold and damp, and we got a little snow, and it was kind of a cruddy month.
Yeah. So we got the Code Masseur here, and Matt down in Stoughton. So it's Thomas from the Twin Cities. Good old Ron. Ron's back again.
Ron.
Yeah. North Ontario.
Where in Northern Ontario? I've been up in Northern Ontario, which is really Western Ontario.
Yeah.
But it's Northern Ontario by the book. So.
Todd from Green Bay. Can you believe I can believe it's March. I like March because you go outside and the sun just feels warm. It's no matter what the air temperature is, the sun will feel warm in March. And that's what I like about March. So
it's the other day it was like almost 60 and it was like in the 40s today, and it's gonna get cold next week. So I'm a little perturbed about that.
Yeah, we got a few warm days and then it drops down again just in time for the QSO Party next weekend, and then so we got scouts up in the northwest corner, and let's see. We got some questions here. We're gonna get. I got to hit here. KE4HCZ. Well, thank you so much for your support.
That's like 2 6-packs of beer right there.
It is. We're gonna give you an air horn and some applause. So
or half a gallon of gas. Holy crap! Did that shoot up quick?
Didn't it? I know. Isn't that crazy? So it's.
It was like 30 cents in one day. I was like, wow.
Yeah. Sudbury, 250 miles north of Toronto. So that's
Northern Ontario.
That's Northern Ontario.
I've been up through north of International Falls, up by I can't even think of the town up there, but you're east north. I was west north.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. So, yeah, we got some questions here. I'm going to try to grab a few of them as things kind of heat up here, and we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna, as you're coming in, we got a lot of stuff to talk about this evening, some including your ham radio questions. Dave's asking, best suggestion for antenna for basement apartment with no backyard. Dave in Australia.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So you can't get outside at all.
Can you work out a deal with the upstairs neighbors? The basement antenna
with no backyard.
I don't know. I mean, you got to get above ground somehow. Could you load up a rain gutter, a rain spout?
That might be,
that might work. Or can you get a wire into the rain spout?
If it's like if it's like a plastic or vinyl rain spout, that would work. Like a hidden antenna.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could always do a J pole.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So. Yeah, but that's a toughie. I mean, you got to get it outside somehow.
Yeah.
But I don't know how in that situation.
Because in the basement, you really are going to be, you are limited a lot. So either that or put something on your vehicle and figure out how to remote base into it.
Well, there you go. Right. Wasn't it the TS2000 was one that you could do that with?
TS2000. I think the Kenwood's TS480 had that option too. They called it their Sky Command. So
yes, Sky Command. That's what it was. Yeah. So if you had a Kenwood HG and a TS2000 or a 480, basically you could like crossband into it, right?
With your Kenwood handheld, and it would. Yeah.
But there was something goofy about it that they had to discontinue it, and I don't remember what it was.
Well, initially they ran afoul with the FCC.
Yeah.
And then they kind of massaged things a little bit, and I think that they've been able to operate with some version of it, but
okay. Well, it's been so long since Kenwood put out a new radio. I don't know.
And this is like stuff that happened 25 years ago.
Yeah, so. 25 at least. Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Kenwoods were getting old in the tooth when I first started 12 years ago. Now they're just ancients.
Yeah, they're coming out. They came out with a new top of the line rig and some VHF, UHF equipment, but other than that, that brand is pretty slim pickings. Unfortunate, because back in the day, I really enjoyed Kenwood equipment.
Yeah, they used to have really great stuff, and they just really haven't put anything into it in the past 20 years.
Absolutely. So, speaking of HF rigs, we got another question here. The North Aerial. I'm considering buying a Yaesu FT710 or the ICOM 7300 Mark II. A hard time to decide. A quiet receiver is important. Is the 710 still worth buying over the Mark II? Thank you. That is a really good question. And I mean, when we talk about receiver stats, if you look at the Sherwood test reports, I do not believe that the 7300 Mark II, toppled the 710 standing in the number 4 position. I think it is number 4 for number 5 position. But the the Mark II is still high up there in the rankings. I've heard some people kind of mixed on the selectivity, the sensitivity of the Mark II. So I don't know. I haven't had a chance to play with it. So.
No, I haven't either, and it's still pretty new. So I don't know. But I would say in this particular situation, I know what the 710 does, and if you want a good receiver, the 710 is hard to beat. I mean, again, and we said with the Sherwood report, the top 15, top 20, any one of those radios is a really nice radio.
Yeah.
Okay. The 710 just kind of the price point is doable for more hams than I think most of those other radios. Excuse me. It's not flex. It's not Yaesu's high-end FTDX 101.
Yep.
But it's in a reasonable price range that a guy can save his pennies for that. So,
oh yeah,
and I think that's what Kevin or not Travis has been running. Is the 710?
No, he doesn't have.
A?
He's got the D. He's got the FT DX10.
Okay, which I think is a similar receiver.
Yeah, it's just a step up, and a little bit bigger, yeah.
So I would say the 710's got the bugs worked out. Let's just say that.
I think it's gonna, probably, at the end of the day, you're gonna make your decision on ergonomics more than anything else.
True.
Because I think, the sensitivity between these two rigs, for the average user is not gonna be able to tell the difference.
And Yaesu is menu hell. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, when I looked at the original 7300, when I purchased my FTDX 3000 5-6 years ago, and I thought that's the rig I wanted until I looked at the menus, and it's like, I want something with more buttons than touch. Right. Although the 710's not any, but the 710's not any better than that. So I don't know. But which one, if you're a Yaesu person, the Yaesu's going to feel good to you. If you're an ICOM person, the ICOM's going to feel good to you. So it's, I don't think you're going to make a bad decision either way.
Yeah. The 72 is a little bit more, the 710 is a little bit more portable, I believe. So if you're doing POTA, I think that'd be a better solution than the 7300 Mark II. But again, if you get a chance to play with both radios, do that before you put money down. I would say that.
Yeah. It's if you're going to make it, if you're going to make an HF radio decision, I think you're going to want to do it sooner than later. As Ron says, have you heard about Yaesu's price increase due to tariffs?
Oh,
DX
wow.
Engineering was saying that some prices could go up 58%. I thought I heard somebody say that the 891 is almost $900 at Gigaparts.
What?
Let me pull it up here.
Gigaparts is $699.95.
Okay.
So is DX Engineering. Yeah, so DX Engineering Gigaparts are both at $700, which is insane for a 10-year-old radio that started at $599. In fact, at one point in time, I think they had a deal you can get them for $499, or is it $549? And now they want $700 for it. I mean, it's tariffs. But I thought all the tariffs were gone. I don't know. I'm not going to get into the whole tariff thing about it, but yeah, it's $700 for $700.
Yeah.
What's a
here it says right here it says price update. Hold on, let me get this out of the way. Upcoming wholesale changes from Yaesu will affect retail pricing soon. So this is a wholesale price increase effective March 1st. Tariffs, logistics, raw materials. Yaesu gear will be increasing in the near future from 4% up to 58% in some cases. So,
wow.
Yeah. So this is just like, this came out on the 3rd. So 2 days ago. Yeah. If you're looking for a Yaesu transceiver, now's the time to buy. While inventory is there. I think it's at the holiday season. The 891 is $649. It's $699 now. Who knows what it's going to be in another 2 weeks? But
right.
And that's gonna be the same with the other transceivers too. So yeah, that's crazy. Absolutely.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, great. We're winning.
That is, yeah. I guess that's what. Yeah, that is insane. I'm not in the market for a new transceiver, but man, if I was, I would.
Yeah, I've been looking for a Elecraft K2. I said, we've got an Elecraft K2 at a reasonable price. Maybe talk to me. But man, it's just anything that I've seen. They don't come up very often. I've been watching QRZ, and they're the one or two that I've seen in the past 3 months. They're like $1,500. So yeah, I'm gonna have to keep watching for a while.
They, I don't know if Elecraft is would be as price, if they're going to be as impacted as some of the Japanese manufacturers, because I think they do most of their final assembly in the U.S.
Yeah, I think so too. But I'm just looking for a used one, and holy smokes!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, they hold their value. Oh
like
man,
a Toyota.
Yeah. So. Yeah, guess you got to go to the Ham Fest.
Right. Well, I don't think anyone brings those to the Ham Fest. I can tell you that.
3 years ago at Hamvention, I saw a KX3, the QRP rig, at a sweet price, and it would have depleted all of my all of the cash I had, my walking around money, but I should have grabbed it the second I saw it, because it was a killer deal. But live and learn.
Too bad. Right.
Oh, everything's getting expensive.
Right. So yeah, it's going to be it'll be interesting what the tariffs do. Now the tariffs are not coming. Now they are coming. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that. So
it's insane.
Let's talk about radios. Let's talk about
radios. Absolutely. Yeah. I don't want to.
Before I go any further, I want to say hello, thank you to my friends up in the Upperville, the Keweenaw Peninsula. So last weekend I got to do the Copper Dog 150 up in Calumet, Michigan.
Yes.
Where they have 288 inches of snow. Where does 288 inches of snow go, you might ask? To put in perspective, so they have to cut the snowbanks down across the road. So there's a big snowbank on the side of the road that's sheared down, and it's like looking at an archaeological excavation.
Oh,
you see last week's snow, last month's snow, 2 months ago snow, then it gets to ice, and at some point you see the layer of dust from when the asteroid killed the dinosaurs, and more snow. And then you get down to the end of the snow where it was in October. But I do want to say, right. You get to the permafrost, the tundra. I think I saw at least one woolly mammoth frozen out there. But I do want to thank Bill, KD8, JAM, all the folks up in the Keweenaw, Amber, friend of the show, KD9KKY, for putting me up for the weekend. Had a great time. I like playing radio. I like getting out. Sled dog races are, even if you're not like a fan of sled dog racing, go out and see one once. It's interesting. It really is. So, unless you're like in Florida, don't go watch sled dogs in Florida.
They got their little carts. They're pulling their little carts, sipping their umbrella drinks.
Right. It's like a couple of Pomeranians.
Oh, we got a good question here. Code Masseur asks why 100 watts seems to be typical transmitter power output. Why not 200 watts or 500 watts?
Well, Yeah, that's a
question.
really good reason. It's the power consumption,
Mhm.
right? So a 100-watt radio at like peak power is pulling 22, 23 amps. That's quite a bit. If you're going to
At,
up that to 200 or 500,
well, at
uh,
12 volts. Yeah.
yeah, 12 volts, you're really going to need to up the power. So either you're going to go to a internal power supply and run
Hmm.
it off AC power, or you got to have like a massive DC power supply. So, example, 500 watts, you'd be pulling well over 100 amps, 12 volts DC. Um, there were a couple of, I think, Yaesu's back in the 90s that had like a 200-watt output, but they were
The
like the top of the line contest rigs.
the FT 1000 Mark V
Yeah, had the
had
option.
a 200-watt option.
Mm-hmm.
It had an internal power supply, and it weighed a metric ton.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it was 200 watts. Kenwood's TX TS4 480
Mm-hmm.
had a 200-watt option. I think that had an external power supply though.
Yeah.
Those are two recent transceivers. I mean, way back in the day, tube radios, they would put off 200, 300 watts off the plate.
Mm-hmm.
But they also, yeah, how heavy were those rigs?
They certainly were heavy. And again, so if you're going to, for the amount of money extra to get 200 watts, why don't you get like a 811H or a 5 or the Ameritron? Well, I guess you can't get the Ameritron amps anymore, but
Yeah.
I guess used you so could. But yeah, I mean, and there's really not much of a difference in you receive signal report between 100 and 200 watts.
Mhm.
So you put all that effort in to get another 100 watts, and it's only going to give you like an S unit, maybe 1.5 S units.
Yeah, yeah.
So
This might take a little bit of research, a little bit of study, but I wonder, as in the 70s when we made the transition to solid state transceivers, those those components, those power transistors, I wonder if they, maybe back in the day had a physical limitation where it was harder to get really beyond 100 watts.
right. Yeah, 100 watts. And again, 100 watts, you can work the world. It's not that difficult. So
Yeah.
you know, contesting, there's some other things. Sure, an amplifier is good to have, ain't necessary.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, and there really hasn't been any power limitations since they got rid of the novice class.
No.
I think novice at one point in time they were capped at 70 watts or something, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, maybe there was something to do with that, but realistically, and 60 meters was capped on the
Mm-hmm.
channels. But
Yeah.
other than
Yeah.
that, I really don't think that I don't really think it's needed. It's just not a big selling point. Well, it's like the Baofeng HTs. Everyone has a 5-watt HT. Then they came out with the 8-watt HT. Well, what's an 8-watt HT going to do you? Not much. Burn up batteries faster.
Well, now they got the 10-watt HT.
Oh,
so
my God.
that fries your brain, even quicker.
Right.
So,
It just drives me nuts.
Yeah. So the 7760 is 200 watts. That's another. That's an ICOM top of the line, and the FTDX 101 has a 200-watt option too. It's interesting. With these top of the line rigs, I know the Yaesus often will do this. It'll be 200 watts, but it'll be like a Class B amplifier, and if you run Class A, then the power drops down to 100 watts. So for
yeah. And now more and more of your contests, like all your ARRL contests, are capped at 150 watts anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And the difference between 100 watts and 150 watts is negligible. It's less than an S unit. So I don't think that's I don't really foresee a reason to get a 200-watt rig or even a five, unless you're going to go with an amplifier, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. Here's a good one. Jason's asking, how much is gained from operating from a 250-foot hilltop with a drop off versus flat to ground? Anyone ever take any measurements?
I haven't, but I'll operate from a 250-foot hilltop any day of the week.
Yeah, well, VHF, UHF, it's line of sight. And of course, getting up higher is going to increase your, you know, basically your line of sight. I mean, if you're standing on average terrain, holding a transceiver up 6 feet in the air, theoretically, you won't be able to get any, the curvature of the earth, I think is what, is it 6 miles or 20 miles? If I can't remember the exact distance, but where the curvature of the earth, I think it was 20 miles would totally limit you from your signal from going any further. If you were to move up 250 feet,
and of course, let's preface that saying, if it's perfectly flat where you're at, like at the bottom of Death Valley.
Yeah, we're in the Mojave somewhere. Yeah,
right.
We can stand in. Yeah, we can get 20 feet. 20 miles before the curvature of the earth. Get 250 feet up into the air, and then it's, whatever, 40, 50, 60 miles at least. We've done that handheld to handheld off of Rib Mountain. Speaking of which, for HF, I'll transmit, I'll set up at our local park here is on a hill that's about 650 feet above average terrain. And I think I've run just about every band on that hill. HF wise, no big difference. No big difference. What I can do on the ground, I'll do at the top of the hill. Maybe a little more. The West Coast gets a little bit easier, but for the HF signals, there's no big difference. You see, with your line of sight frequencies, that's where you see the big difference.
Yeah, I know that if I'm operating in a hole, HF wise, like for POTA, that can have an effect. Sometimes it's hard to get out of the hole, but if you're at flat terrain or above, then that kind of sort of evens out.
Yep.
Right. So either if you're at ground level or if you're at 250 feet above, same difference. But if you're in a low area, like a river or something, and you're kind of down in the valley, that can cause some problems.
Yeah. So, yeah, Jason, see, HF 15 meters and 10 meters. I've gotten great DX, 10 meter DX in the winter months on 10 meters very easily up on the top of the hill. But 15 meters too. But still, it's not a marked difference between doing that and ground level for the HF bands. At least that's my general experience. So
right.
As for
10 meters, I mean, that's kind of a VHF band too. So
kind of, yeah.
It's kind of a VHF band.
It kind of has properties of both.
Yeah.
18 miles, according to the Flatlander. He would know because he's from the land of flat.
He has very much flat there. And mirrors to prove
it. Oh, gee. Yeah. Talking about low spots, operating from a river bottom, and it was terrible. Yeah. I've done that. I've been in some pretty low spots, and sometimes it can be a challenge, especially if you're using an antenna with a low RF radiation takeoff angle. So you're going to want to think about, if you're down below average terrain, you're going to want to think about what you're going to choose for an antenna. You're definitely not going to want a DX antenna on those. on those
Right.
instances.
Yeah, you almost need a cloud burner on that, like an NBIS or something.
Yeah, or even a nice quarter wave. Actually, a quarter wave vertical will give you a nice takeoff angle. But it can be tough. So all right, we're at the bottom of the hour here. I'm gonna do our stuff, and then I'm gonna grab another question. We gotta keep them coming in because it's been a lot of fun talking about these. But there's a group of people that I always need to. Let's see if I can find them here. I always need to thank that really helped this show go on, and that's our patrons over at Patreon. And we got a whole new batch of those come in the last month on our supporter level. Kevin, Leanne, and Lee, thanks. At the friend level, Tim, thank you so much for your support. And then the people that kind of go over and above all of that are our associate producers. And that is Larry, Taylor, Bill, Mark, Michael, John, Conrad, Lyle, Brian, and Dave. Tim, Dave, Ron, Thomas, Don, Matt, Mark, John, and Tim Hemmelman. And Tim Babin, he's our newest associate producer. So thanks for joining the crew. I really appreciate it. So, and yeah, you didn't mute your microphone there, Joe, and we heard you grab your.
I yawned like 3 times. I'm like, I better get some caffeine, right? Can I make it till 8 o'clock?
Oh, geez, Louise. So
right.
So how could you
just mute me? That's a good thing I did. I have to run to the bathroom. God.
Oh, I probably could have hit the button.
Right.
So you can do your part to help keep the mission alive over at patreon.com/KB9VBR antennas. And the cool thing is that you can join for free. I have a free weekly email newsletter that goes out every Wednesday when I drop my new video. I also have a nice newsletter that has a little bit of background information and then something from my mind, which would be a terrible thing to waste.
Brain droppings.
Brain droppings. It's
brain droppings from the Strategic Hair Reserve.
Yeah, that might be the title of my new book.
I think you need to call the blog that.
So check it out. Like I said, you can join for free. That's over at patreon.com, KB9VBR antennas. And now a quick word from our sponsor. KB9 VBR antennas are simple, effective, and affordable VHF and UHF antennas for amateur radio, MURS, public safety, and GMRS. Made in the USA with quality parts. Get yours online at jpole-antenna.com. All right. So we got all that out of the way.
Scout just mentioned he did the activation of the St. Croix River deep in the valley, 40-meter NBIS. So, yeah, the St. Croix River's got a right. Once you're down in there, you're in there. But if you want to, the St. Croix Scenic Riverway is a national park, so it's on the list. So it's difficult to get that one unless you're down in the valley.
Down in the valley, I tried to activate Interstate State Park. I wanted to do it at the western terminus of the Ice Age National Scenic Trail, and I set up right down there in the rocks. Down in the valley, and it was terrible. It was absolutely. I think I might have gotten 1 or 2 contacts. So I said, forget this, and then I moved uphill a couple hundred feet to the top where the visitor center is, and set up on the trail again, and it was a night and day difference.
Right. Yeah, there was like one day that the bands were really, really great. I went to the next location. And I was down in a hole, and I didn't get crap.
Yeah,
really, it was just night and day. And I was like, oh
boy. So, oh boy, I got a question here that I want to grab before I get too far behind the list because I wanted to kind of. Okay, here we go. It's from Carl. What advice can you give to a new YouTuber getting started? So
Wow.
We
Can't give away all the trade secrets.
this could be a stinking masterclass.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I've seen, people online, that talk about how to get started with your own channel and that, and they're the big mantra is always like, you got to just press record. And I think that helps a lot of people get started is, well, what do I talk about? And I don't know, just, well, press record and start doing. I mean, that's one way to get started. I think sometimes that can be to your own detriment. I'm the kind of person that took way too many communication arts classes in college. So it's, I think I have to think things out a little bit more about what I'm gonna do. A topic, a little bit of maybe like a narrative arc or something like that. You come up with so the first step is you come up with that topic, and then outline it. Just outline it on a little piece of paper. And if you want to go by if you want to work off the cuff, that's great. If you want to script things out, you can do that too. I do it both ways, depending on if I got to get everything, all of my facts and pieces of information out there, I'll script the whole thing. If I want to just talk extemporaneously, I'll work off an outline. And that, I think, is the most important first step, is just to get that topic and then just, bullet points and then work from there. Technology-wise, do it with your phone, do it with a little action camera, invest, $4 or $5 grand into.
Yeah. I mean, you can do it. So I would say this. So both Michael and I come from a background in communications. He was video, I was radio, believe it or not. I would say this. Remember that you are talking to your audience, so being conversational really helps. Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to the camera. Pretend you're talking to a friend. Okay. But also keep it short and sweet. Don't get too long, because everyone's attention span is 5-10 seconds and they move on, especially with TikTok and reels and everything else like that. So get to the point, do your thing. Don't be gimmicky. There are so many ham radio channels out there that are gimmicky and they catch you. And and Michael and I have done some things that probably borderline are, clickbait.
Yeah.
But we're also very kind of sort of true to the basics, right? We don't get too crazy with, the biggest topic on, the planet. We did that a few times, and that's either gone really good or really bad. We'll talk about Baofeng some other time. And just remember, it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to go viral. Michael's been doing this for damn near 20 years. Okay. And he's at 75,000 subscribers, which is, in YouTube world, that's mediocre. Okay. And ham radio, 75,000 is a lot, but we're a really niche market.
We are a very niche market. Yes.
Right. So you're not gonna get a lot of ad revenue. You're not gonna have a lot of listeners or a lot of subscribers for a while. But slow, steady, consistent.
Yep.
We'll say that.
And if there's any one technical aspect that I want you to concentrate on as a new content creator, a new YouTube person, is audio. You can use the world's crappiest camera, but if your audio sounds like garbage, people will instantly tune you out.
Yeah.
So think about that. How are you gonna, if you're gonna use your phone, can I use like a lavalier microphone? Is there something that I can clip into my port in order to catch the audio? You got to have good sound. And if you've got that, you will hold people's attention. So
you don't need to spend $1,000 on a microphone tonight.
No. No.
But you can hit up Amazon and find a decent wireless microphone for your phone for probably
Yep.
$50, 50, $60, right? And that your phone, a cheap tripod with a clip for your phone, and yeah, go out and have that. You're gonna stumble. You're gonna, and you don't need to spend $1,000 on editing software either.
No.
You don't need Adobe Premiere at all.
No.
Get cheap editing software and spend a month putting out crappy videos and figuring out how to do it right.
Yep.
You know,
absolutely. And when you start, and after you've recorded everything and you get back to your desk, to your computer, and you start the editing process, be prepared to ditch 50% of what you recorded.
Oh yeah.
50%. At least.
Right.
If we were in the film world and we had a 2-to-1 shooting ratio, you'd be like a god. With motion picture film, 4-to-1, 5-to-1. Video, they're probably running 6, 7, 8-to-1. Easily. Yeah. And that's probably the next audio. The next biggest downfall is people's videos are just way too long. Way too long. Cut it in half. If you can, make that rough cut and then cut it in half. So
yeah, and listen, and watch your product 2 or 3 times before you publish it. And if you're getting bored, your listeners and your viewers are already gone, right? And when all else fails, take a walk, sit down on the crossroads, and wait for that weird guy to show up to give you an offer you can't refuse.
Oh, we got some tips from the chat from Scout. Make videos you enjoy to make and edit. You'll find out because you'll spend hours editing. Absolutely. Do stuff that you and you enjoy and you like doing. Something interesting is when one of my earliest production classes, the teaching assistant said that pick music you don't really like, because by the end of this process, you are going to absolutely hate it. So never use your favorite song.
And Scout, I would say that you're at least a B-, maybe a solid B on a good day.
Bring value. People want to be entertained or learn something. Absolutely. Have a message. I always, like I said, I'm a storyteller, so I want that narrative arc. Douglas is wondering what his audio sounds like. His hearing is terrible.
Mine is too.
Mine's not getting any better. I rely a lot on the meters, the view meters I see in the camera, the view meters I see during the editing process, so that I know that I'm not overdriving things or whatnot. DaVinci Resolve, that's a good free editing program. It's got a learning curve, so be aware of that. And them little DJI wireless mics are awesome. Plugs, yeah, absolutely. I got a set of Rode wireless mics because I bought them before the DJI came out, and they, especially on a windy day, they make all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
So. All right. And I learned more about Wisconsin from Michael, like a PBS show.
Well, I mean, come on, yeah, we kind of are. We're a little bit of PBS and we're a little bit of Jackass. So
yeah, there you go. Do what you know.
Right? Yeah. Hey, what I know. Our friend Bill LaBelle's popped in here in the chat. Hi, Bill.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's the guy you were talking about up in the Keweenaw.
Yep. Bill, thanks. Say hi to the pupper for me. I miss him. He always gives me a good sniff when I walk in to get. So interesting enough, this is when I go up there, it's the only time I ever get to use 800 megahertz. They have permission to use the statewide 800 megahertz system from state emergency management.
State of Michigan is all Yeah,
Yeah. So similar to like our Mark channels here in Wisconsin, they have an 800 megahertz system. So that's kind of interesting to use. I don't get a chance to do that ever. But Bill will attest that the snow is just insane up there.
Oh.
Man, your poor dog goes out in the morning and he must just go, "What is this?"
Shout out from the Philippines.
Hey,
So thanks for joining us this evening. Really
yeah,
appreciate
we've gone from the Keweenaw to the Philippines in 2 chats here.
it. 2 chats there. Isn't that crazy? Well, something I really wanted to talk about this evening, because it's something I like to we sort of revisit about every let's see if I can find it, year or so, every few months or so, and that's what's going on with the sun. And how many people here are fans of XKCD? Because today's cartoon, I guess, is kind of fitting. So last week's the sun had a smiley face. This week it's a frowny face. So you know what?
Yeah, well, it's still not 2019 by any means.
No, we're
Not 2019.
well. But speaking of which, do you know what happened 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
which is
it's scary.
It's scary. So this is a picture of the sun. It's not the biggest image, unfortunately, but this is what the sun looked like on February 21st of this year. And if you notice on this image, there is something significantly missing, and it is a lack of sunspots.
Yeah.
We had our first sunspot-free day 2 weeks ago since 2022. So.
Yeah. Now, the headline for this video when we release it is going to be, "Is the sun dying?"
It's the sun dying.
That'll be our clickbait for this one.
Oh, gee. So what is the sun up to? Well, we like to look at the, this tells us where we've been, our solar cycle sunspot number progression. And as you can see, we are on the downward slope. With 2026 being right here, our peak October, November of 2024, we've been consistently going downhill. The last 3 months or 6 months, we've probably plateaued a little bit. I know there was some talk. I think back when we were talking about this back in November, December, there was some talk maybe we will see a second spike.
No, I think we've seen it, or we're at the second spike right now.
Yeah.
But it's really just a plateau.
I don't think that's going to happen. It's just if we look at the solar, this is the solar progression and forecast from NASA, and the sunspot number on this chart. To get a second spike where we're at now, we're going to have to be in the 95th percentile, which is probably, that's really an outlier. The 50th, the green line here is the 50th percentile, which is the track that we're most likely gonna achieve. So I think, a flattening is anything, is probably what we're going to expect, which in itself is not bad. What the last 3 months have been okay. We've had about a month ago, we had a very significant solar storm. But on the average, propagation has been decent. The 20 meters has been as hectic as it always is. So far, we've been able to hold on to 15 and even 10 meters to a certain degree. We're starting to drop though, because the 40 meter band is starting to perk up again a little bit in the daytime. But other than that, it's I think we're as the famous words, we're holding our own. So.
Right. It's we're holding our own. The captain of the Edmund Fitzgerald said that too one night.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not going to be bad sledding anytime soon, guys. We got a few more years of decent propagation before it kind of hits the bottom. So it just seems like it just seems like yesterday that we said that that cycle 25 started. Mm-hmm. And like, are we already past the hump? It just seems like it's gone so fast. Maybe in my advanced age, as I adjust my back pillow here, maybe in our advanced age, it just seems like time's going a lot faster.
Yeah.
But man, because I remember when I got licensed in 2014, it just seemed like that whole cycle was just crappy, right? It was. And then we peaked. Okay, great, we peaked. Oh, it's already going down again.
We're going down there.
It's like I'm defeated. But really, no. Just because it's going down, it's still going to be good for quite a while.
Yeah.
And we found out that even in poor solar conditions, FT8, FT4, and now FT2 are reasonable options when the solar cycle is kind of at its minimum.
Yeah. I pulled this up because 2 years ago, we were consistently hitting SFI, solar flux index values of 200 or more.
Mm-hmm.
And now here in 2026, we're pretty much, we're happy when we get to 150.
Yeah. And 150 is good. 150 is just fine.
150 is still very good. It's very good.
Yeah.
It just means we got a little bit less noise to worry about.
Yes.
The second, the upper bands, 15 meters, 10 meters, might not be as exciting, but I think there's still plenty of opportunity on those bands. Looking, even if we follow the 50th percentile here through the year to 2027. We're still gonna see good activity on those.
Right. You're still going to see solar flux above 100 through 28, maybe even into 29, depending on how it goes. So let's not throw on the white flag and pick up pickleball or anything.
As WM9H says, if that 7.4 is banging, call CQ. Ain't that the case?
Can we get that on a bumper sticker? If 7.4 is banging, call CQ. You should take a handful of those when you go down to Hamvention, and you can make a mint.
I like it.
Yeah, we should get a challenge coin with that,
Oh man,
yeah,
especially on 10 meters. Tune into 28.074, and if you hear the tones, what are you doing there? Get it.
the Russian ice cream truck. Oh Lord! Every time I hear FT8, it sounds like an ice cream truck pulling away from Chernobyl. If 7.4 is banging, call CQ.
Oh my Lord!
If the shacks are rocking, call CQ. My Lord!
Just call CQ.
Just call CQ. Okay, I gotta stop.
Oh. Oh. Well, that went downhill fast.
Yeah, go pound grass.
All right. Well, we'll look at the solar numbers again in a couple of months as we get closer towards summer, maybe in June.
When things are banging.
When things are banging. Oh, Brett, you missed it.
Sorry, Brett. Sorry.
Back up a little bit and play it at double speed.
Right. It ain't worth seeing again.
Probably not. Probably not.
Oh, God.
Oh, it had a great activation last weekend on 10 and 15. 54 QSOs on CW in about an hour. May as well use it. Yeah, no, I was on 15 meters last Friday, and it was good. It was a little wobbly, but I talked to Hawaii and Germany, so within like a 5-minute period.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
And 54 QSOs on CW in an hour is moving along quite a bit.
You're
right.
rocking. You're rocking.
If you're going 2 to 1 like you would in a contest, well, that's 100 contacts an hour. 100 plus contacts an hour.
Yeah. So yeah.
7-4 must have been banging.
It was banging. It was banging.
Well, what do the kids say? 6-7? Well, the Hamptons say 7-4.
7-4. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I was looking for another question here. So, let's see. I think if anybody's got any questions and I missed them, just throw them in again because I get swamped here in the chat and I can't always catch them all. So
our new streaming software is a little different than the old stuff. We can't flag the questions as they come through, so we kind of have to, scroll back, or we have to get a producer.
I need a producer. I absolutely need a. Well, maybe.
Carl moved back home. He could be your producer.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Somebody was asking about G5 RV antennas, and I lost it, but they wanted to know. They know that I've run the G5 for a long time, and they wanted to know that if I had the opportunity, would I switch? And
when's the last time you've had HF on at home?
Probably a couple weeks ago.
Were you on the air, or were you just background noise?
It was probably background noise.
Okay.
It's probably 3 to 1. I spend more time outdoors,
right.
On the air than I do sitting at home, running HF. I like my G5 RV because it fits my lot, and I've had very good results with it for 20 some years. A couple years ago, I put up a 71-foot random wire sloper along the edge of the property just to have a second antenna. And the G5 actually, depending on the band, it does work a little bit better. It's a little bit quieter than the random wire. So
yeah. Random wires, because they're so broadband. Well, they're not really broadband; they're just non-banded. They don't really reject noise. So that's kind of the problem with them. But
But so it's I'm still using it. I'll probably continue to use it here. And I don't think we're going to move anytime soon. So you got to do what works for your lot.
I've run the power NFET now for 4 or 5 years. I'm probably not going to change that either. I am looking to do a second, like a vertical antenna, but I should also mention this. So 2 years or a year and a half ago, we had a bunch of trees taken down in our backyard, and now this past week, our neighbor to the south of us had a bunch of trees taken down. So there's a lot more like open space in my backyard. You catching what I'm saying? Right? A little more whoop, 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 whoop. Right?
You should get a loop up at your place.
I don't know of a loop, but I toyed the idea for a while of a Ribikoff.
Oh, okay.
A 40 meter Ribikoff with the top hat there. So that's a theory of mine. How can I make that temporarily permanent with the wife? I don't know. We'll see. I do have a post in the backyard, and my wife hates where it's at. And it
Oh.
was where we had our direct TV dish, and it's ground mounted.
Okay.
But I was wondering if I just dig that concrete up, that big ball, and get a hernia and move it to the other side of the house where she doesn't have to see it, would she then accept me using that for an antenna base?
There you go.
7.4, baby.
7.4, yeah.
Yeah.
So, got a few questions here. So, speaking of G5 RVs, why do some people hate the G5 RV so much when they're good performing antennas?
Because they don't read the directions.
Yeah, it's they're kind of in between a resonant and a non-resonant antenna. Basically, they're they're multi-band antenna. They're a non-resonant antenna. People don't like or don't understand non-resonant antennas. So they say they think it's a poor performing antenna. But the issue, I think, with a lot of G5 RV installations is they don't know how to deal with the window line.
Yeah.
And that 30-foot piece of window line is part of the antenna. It has to be hanging in free space. And that's a lot of times it's lying on the ground, it's laying on a building, it's tacked to the wall, and that's where the problems come from.
Right. Well, and people, oh boy, here it comes. People think that SWR is indicative of antenna performance, and it's not. Stop doing that.
Yep.
Ooh. Palpitations. I've only been on this horse like 1,000 times. But if you have a 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 SWR, it's not indicative of how your antenna is working. It's only what's the difference between the antenna and the transmitter is what it's telling you. Yep. So stop watching SWR.
Yeah.
Tune it out and transmit.
There you go. So, would you use a resonant antenna or a random wire for a home base? Well, I'm using random wire, non-resonant antennas. So it's use either or. If you got the space and you can put up dipoles for every band, man, go for it. A buddy of mine that has since passed this earthly realm, he's he had a whole slew of things up, but one of his favorite antennas was the low slung 75-meter dipole, like 15 feet off the ground, because that was his Invis antenna, because he was a traffic handler. So,
you're talking about Dennis,
yeah.
Oh my Lord. Well, Dennis had a lot of toys, but sometimes a crappy antenna is a great antenna. And that's I had one once. I had a 75 meter on this the 75 meter dipole, and I kid you not, the center point was 20 feet in the air. Right, but I could talk all over Midwest on that thing all day long.
Oh yeah.
Right. So sometimes a crappy antenna is a great antenna.
Yep. So. And then speaking of, we're talking about SWR. Chris is here. Says, should I expect to use a tuner with a tactical delta loop, or should I have decent SWR most of the bands without one? It depends. Usually, when I've used the small delta loop antennas, a lot of, I've swept the bands and I found my SWR below 2-to-1. I'll put the tuner in line, but half the time the tuner can't make up its mind to get a good match, and I just end up turning it off and running it raw. So
because 7.4 was banging.
Because 7.4 was banging. If you were under 2-to-1,
I can't
part of me
anymore.
Oh, jeez Louise. Bye, everybody.
It's been a great show. Good night. I quit. 7.4 banging. I don't know how you're going to split this up for videos, Michael. I'm so sorry. But 20 years from now, on one of our deathbeds, it would say, is 7-4 bagging?
Is 7-4 banging? Yeah, call CQ.
Okay, what were we talking about?
We were talking about SWR. If it's below 2-1, turn off the tuner. I mean, it's the tuner probably won't get you anything better. Just run it.
Right.
My God, somebody, I had a question here. Let's see. Oh, from Scout. No, I still have the antenna stuck in a tree. Where was it? Somebody was asking about. Here it is. Have you ever got an antenna stuck at a tree at a park?
Oh yeah.
I have not got an antenna stuck. I got rope stuck once.
Yeah.
I've lost a couple of bags, throw bags that I've never been able to recover. But
yeah, I fought for 45 minutes and I finally got it out of a tree, a throw bag once.
Yeah.
I still have my first throw bag, but yeah, you can lose those. If they do the Han Solo or and then you're stuck. There's nothing you can do unless you're going to climb that thing. So
yeah.
But I've never lost an antenna in a tree. I'm trying. I think no, I haven't. If someone has, let us know. We want pictures.
I've usually been able to yank the antenna or break it or something to get it out. So at least.
But I think one thing that we do, or at least what I do, is I try to aim for a branch that's farther out from the trunk, right? You don't want to get way inside, where it's so thick. So you're trying to get out a little bit where it's thinner, and then you can catch a clearer branch
on the edges. Yeah, right. It's strong enough that it's going to hold it, but if things go sideways, you can still yank it.
Right.
Yeah. We have a local park that's been activated so many times we're thinking of leaving up a permanent antenna. A friend of mine tried that at a park to leave a rope up in a tree, and I think it lasted for about 2 weeks before somebody spotted it and pulled it down.
Oh, you got to get the camouflage rope.
Got to get the camouflage rope, yeah. Oh boy. Let's see. Opinions on carbon fiber antennas. Going to Hawaii, don't want to check bags. I'm wondering if a carbon fiber 20-meter whip is the solution since they're basically a fishing pole. I think I've got Chameleon sent me their 16-foot carbon fiber mast. I haven't been able to use it yet because the ground is frozen and it works with the ground spike. But they say you can resonate it. It's electrically conductive.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't had any experience with those. It might be so jury might be out on that. If you're looking for short whips, in my latest video, I used Res Antennas has got this 17-foot stainless whip that's only 17.5 inches long, whereas a conventional whip is about 24 inches long. So it's about 6.5 inches shorter.
So it'll fit in a duffel bag.
It'll fit in a bag. It's a little bit heavier because it's got more sections, but it's shorter, so it might fit in your luggage better. So that might be an option. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to try. I got to try this carbon fiber thing. That's on my list of things to do when it gets a little bit warmer out. So
I guess my question is, has anyone had any problems getting through security with the spike?
I was wondering that question myself.
Yeah.
Because Dave, I was talking to Dave about this, this new Radiodity HF antenna kit. It's got that ground spike, and I'm wondering. I think if you check it, you shouldn't have an issue, but I don't know if you would want to carry all that stuff carry on.
Yeah. So. Who knows? Yeah, who knows with the TSA these days?
Yeah.
It's not okay with the TSA. Okay.
Not okay. Oh man, Scout's got a T-shirt idea. Geez Louise 74 is banging.
Well, Scout, if you order that now, you might have it by the time of the camp out in October.
Okay, Mike out in Michigan, Mike Roberg, carbon fiber whip works but uses voodoo.
I'm willing to try anything if it works, including voodoo.
Yeah. So we'll check. I'll have to check that out. Let's see. An 8-inch steel spike. What's the problem? So I think. Yeah.
Flatlander, I think you just got yourself on a watch list, and I'm not talking about on YouTube.
I think we're all on a watch list now.
At least not 7-4.
Yeah. Oh man. Got a question here. I've seen it pop a couple times, so I want to grab it. And has to do with BK reps, B creps. Any recommendations for adding capacitive reactance to a dipole-driven Yagi? And I think this question was asked in relation to a question he asked earlier in the chat, thinking about adding a capacitor to just to kind of get that reactance down with his Yagi antenna. I've never. Most Yagis, they're driven with either like a, with simple, like with a hairpin match, or more commonly with a gamma match.
Yeah.
And I've never seen anything added. I've never seen anybody add a capacitor to the feed point. Now a gamma match, if you consider it, that's going to add capacitance to reduce your reactance, because it's basically a gamma match is a tube with a piece of with a wire with the dielectric material in it. Think of coax with the dielectrics, with the outer sheath stripped, and then it rides inside this tube, and you adjust that for your impedance.
Maybe the other thing to check is your distance between your elements.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a little too far apart? Because you have some capacitance between your elements naturally when you transmit. But I'm wondering if you need a little more capacitance. Do you just kind of bring them in a smidge?
Yeah.
So say like all of them come in 5%. I don't know, but yeah, I would double check. Is a time on that? I think is your problem.
It's no match. It's no match. It's a pure
right.
dipole.
Yeah,
so.
you need to have some sort of match, or maybe you could try matching it with a quarter wave, like a quarter wave segment of like 400 ohm ladder line. What band is this for? 20 meters? Did he say?
No, I don't believe. I don't know if it was.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it might be VHF, maybe. I don't know. Tunes the dipole first, then tune the elements starting with the reflector. So.
Yeah. So okay, and he's saying it's for 2 meters.
2 meters, yeah.
Yeah, you might have to. Yeah, you're going to have to put some sort of match on that for transmit. So, like when we do the tape measure Yagis for direction finding, those are really only receive antennas.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to have a real hard time getting a good match without some sort of matching section on that. And that I think is across the board for a Yagi. And I would say that there's probably not much that you. And I think Rod's with me on this. There's not much you really need to do for a matching section.
Yeah.
On that, but yeah, I would
not
check
much
out
to make the gamma match. Yeah.
yeah, I would check out the antenna handbook, and you should be able to find how to make a match on that pretty quick. And I think that'll probably. So the other thing I was thinking is, well, even I'm thinking like an arrow antenna.
Mm-hmm.
It's been so long I have an arrow out, but that's got a match on it. I think.
But I think it's a gamma match.
Yeah.
That's the most common match for a VHF Yagi.
Yeah. Now I got to look at the arrow antenna real quick. I'm not going to get up and dig it out, but yes, the arrow antenna does have gamma matches on both 2 meters and 440. So, yeah, I would say try that before you start adding capacitors to it, right?
Although
sometimes the tried and true method is the best.
Although the gamma match really is nothing more than you're adding capacitance, and to think about fixed capacitance amounts, I don't know where I would start, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, I would. Yeah, and Krups, you're right. It is inductive because you have mutual inductance on all the other radiators. So even though you tune the dipole, you add the other radiators. You're creating inductance when you transmit. So that's where the gamma match comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But yeah, I mean, I've seen matches with just a piece of coax in a aluminum tube.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's not much. So I think you're on the right path, but yeah, try the gamma match and let us know how that goes.
Yeah. Yeah. So hope that gets you going in the right direction. So, all right. I'm gonna switch gears here a little bit because we've got an operating event that's coming up in a week here in Wisconsin, and it's the Wisconsin QSO Party.
Yes.
And I don't know about you, Joe, but I was going to be operating with Dave, but Dave thought that it was this weekend and not next weekend.
Because this weekend's a time change. And for years, the Wisconsin QSO Party was on the weekend of
daylight savings.
But it ain't this year.
It ain't. It's a week later. It's March 15th at 1800 Zulu.
Yes.
So we're not going to, Dave is going to be out of town. So we are not going to hit the road again this year. So there will not be a Team K9M.
So you're not going to repeat this year.
No, we got to do something different.
Okay.
And I think I think I've almost got Christine convinced that she needs to be my driver. So
it's either that or Carl.
Either that or Carl. I want to get home alive.
Fair enough.
So it's either that or I sit at home and do it. But
right.
I think I've been looking online at some possible routes, and I think I can do a nice little 3-county rove that gets us within, at the end of the night, a 25-minute drive away from home. So,
well, that's kind of the key, yeah.
It's kind of the key, I think. Absolutely, it's because you don't want to end up at 8:00 at night and then have to drive 2 hours to get home, and when you're all hungry and whatnot. But I'm thinking, so I'm gonna activate Oneida, Langlade, or excuse me, Oneida, Lincoln, and Langlade County. So
Are you gonna do the Highway 17 concurrency?
no, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I was hoping to, but I wanted to be able to park at like a POTA entity, and I could not get a good POTA entity along Highway 17 that was in Oneida County.
Yeah. For all your non-northern Wisconsiners, if you take Highway 17 between Merrill and Rhinelander, you go through 5 counties, one county twice in the course of like 10 miles. It's really weird how the road works and how the counties line up. But I always said if you're going to do a roll, that would be the quick way to get 5 counties.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we'll just pull up the POTA map here. So, okay. So here's Wisconsin. But I think what I can do is right up here, north of Tomahawk in Heifer Junction, we can get into
The Bearskins Trail.
Which is right across, and then stay there for an hour or so, and then cruise on down to Harrison, and then over in the Gleason Way, either the Prairie River or Spring Lake or something like that. Sit in Lincoln County, and then another 20-minute drive, Langlade County to Ackley. So
is Ackley in Langlade County?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And then when we're done, I'm 20 minutes from home. So
right, you could also hit the Ice Age Trail in Marathon, and you get a 4th county there too.
I could do that.
Because if you're already at Ackley, the Ice Age Trail, I mean, it's only 15 minutes down to by the Plover River.
It is. The problem is that if you're in Ackley, there is no easy way to get to the Plover River. I mean, we're going to have to either go to Anigo and down 64, then we got to drive through Anigo. Otherwise, actually, we'd go this way down to 52, and because there is no. This is all trees.
A lot of trees.
A lot of trees.
A ton of trees. And a couple dirt roads.
Yep.
And maybe a buried body.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I've seen people. I've been at Ackley, and I've seen. I've run into this guy twice. He's a mountain biker, and he goes on the logging roads, and both times I've been out there at this park activating, and he stopped and we've chatted. He's a very nice guy. We've had a great conversation, but both times he's packing heat on his bicycle.
Just in case a bear shows up.
Just in case a bear shows up.
Right.
Or more likely a coyote.
Right.
Yeah, you can't get there from here. Absolutely.
Right.
So, so I'll be using my call sign. Chris and I will be on the road probably. So, when we're not at a park, I'll just call CQ on 40 meters or something like that, put a ham stick on the top of the Subaru, and we'll set up quick at these parks for a couple hours. It's the Wisconsin QSO Party is not that long. It's just 7 hours long. So it's, we could.
Probably not going to get 1,000 contacts, but.
Maybe not get 1,000, and maybe not 1,000 contacts. But still, probably more than 500. We could easily do that.
Right.
So, So we'll send out some emails. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. Even if you're not in Wisconsin, you can play along and get all 72 counties. So. Website WARAC. Just type Wisconsin QSO Party into Google and it'll get you to the West Dallas Amateur Radio Club, Stallis Amateur Radio. So
Scallis?
Stallis.
With Scallis?
Scallus? Stallus.
Scallop potatoes.
Yes.
Stellatus? Is that mountain kitty? Yeah,
mountain kitty. I was gonna talk about our mountain kitty problem. So last month, there was a mountain lion that started in Nebraska. Its GPS collar, it was tagged. Its collar though died. I don't know if it quit working or whatnot. But they were able to track this mountain lion as it traversed from Nebraska through Minnesota into Wisconsin. It was showing up on trail cameras, and it was out of its territory, and it was wearing a collar. So conservation officials were able to figure out this lion. This is the one from Nebraska. And they tracked it through Wisconsin, through to Wausau, Weston, Wisconsin. It showed up at a trail camera just a few miles from our house. And it started going south. It must have followed the Wisconsin River, ended up in Adams County, and was hit by a train.
Oh, yeah.
In Adams County. Yeah.
Poor kitty.
They found the railroad found the body after it got hit by the train.
Yeah, that cat went 1,500 miles not to get hit by a train.
That cat was not hit by a train.
No.
It was.
Yeah.
But it was found on the railroad tracks, and which is unfortunate because it was that cat had done. I guess male mountain lions are known to wander to look for new territory, and this was quite a while.
He was on a walkabout there.
He was on walkabout big time. Yeah.
But hey, sometimes you got to go where it's going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it's banging in Wisconsin, I mean, come on.
It's .74. It's
right. But I guess my question is, how did he get across the Mississippi?
I think the best, if I remember correctly, following the path, it was up in the northern part in Scoutland near Tom Cook State Park. So
up through the headwaters and came back down.
So he must have went up near Duluth. He made it up almost to Duluth and then came back down through Wisconsin. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
But if you know Adams County, things happen in Adams County and they just get hit by trains.
Something happened in Adams County and you got hit, and then you got hit by a train. Absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
Those trains will sneak up on you.
Oh yeah, I bet you get sneaked up on that cat real quick. Yeah, I'm surprised the engineer didn't, at least hit the horn once or twice to scare him.
Oh, geez, Louise here. Moose. Northeast Minnesota have been known to charge ore cars heading to Lake Superior. You remember, Joe? Our friend Dave Leverson. He works for CN. A few years back, he shared a video with me of a moose in Canada charging a CN engine.
And I'm sure he lost.
He lost.
Oh.
But he did manage to cause substantial damage to the engine itself.
Right. Which is impressive.
Yes.
By any means, yeah.
Yes. So
yeah. Scout says, in Douglas County you can cross, and I've done that before too. There's a little spot. There's actually a town road. In is it Douglas? It's right. Oh, we were there for National Parks on the Air. I think it's in the St. Croix Scenic Riverway. But there's a road, and it's a town road. And on one side of the road, you have the red fire signs for Wisconsin. On the other side, they're blue for Minnesota.
Yep.
So
actually, I think I've been on that road. We were up camping in Pattison, and we went into Minnesota to visit some of Christine's relatives that live. It was about a 40-minute drive south into Minnesota, but yeah, it's an interesting road, little town road. So, all right, we're getting close to the end here, but there was one last thing that I really wanted to talk about. Email I got a week or so ago from Tim, big fan of the channel, of course, but wants to get out, do some portable work. His challenge, though, is he's had some health setbacks. It's mostly neurological. I can't speak anymore, but he's got reduced strength and mobility, which is the important part. So his question is, if you've got physical restrictions, what would be some good antennas to use for portable operations?
I think right off the bat, I think the Magic Carpet's pretty straightforward. So the way I have it set up with the large flagpole base, that's kind of what you had too there. That could be a little challenging, I think. Maybe a photo performer. I mean, because you got the tripod, that's not terribly hard to set up.
No, and the tripod doesn't have to be set up, 5-6 feet in the air. You can actually set it up a more reasonable 3 feet, so that you can operate the whip without getting so far overhead. That would be, I think there's a lot of vertical antennas that would probably do well for things like that. Yeah, like the quarter wave, performer, or ground mounted antenna with like the Magic Carpet, so you're not dealing with the radials.
I can't imagine putting up a wire antenna.
No, and that's one of the things. Yeah, he said that he basically, in the past he'd use end-fed half waves and masts and all that, and it's just getting harder and harder. So I would probably shy away from that. Maybe, if you wanted to use a wire antenna, I would use like a one of those fiberglass poles, like a jackite pole, a 30-foot pole that you could probably, you could get up with the end of the antenna and just lay that against a tree instead of trying to throw a bag or something like that.
Yeah, so, a crappie pole antenna, that would be a good something like that. Something that you can, if you got to sit down on the back of the tailgate and kind of get it set up, you could do that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, like the Magic Carpet. Yeah, you're going to have to bend down to get that and pick up that carpet. Radials are going to be a pain in the what. The Photo Performer, it's just one counterpoise, and you can do that standing up. So I guess that's what I would stick with. Otherwise, maybe a shark stick antenna on the vehicle, that would be a real good one. Maybe a loop antenna like the P loop or the F loop from Chameleon. That could be another one that wouldn't be terrible to set up. But yeah, it really depends on where you're at, finger wise and stuff. What can you do with your hands?
Yeah.
And what can you fit in the back of a vehicle?
What you can fit in the vehicle, absolutely. If you wanted to go set it or forget it, a non-resonant antenna like the Rybakov with the 25-foot whip, because then you can use your tuner for whatever band you want to get on. You don't have to worry about that so much. Radiodities 009. It's an easy setup antenna, and that's something. It's got the 9. It's got that spike that you got to put into the ground. But other than that, I think it's something that works reasonably well. I've had good luck with it, and I think that would be a good, for limited mobility. I think you don't have to get your hand, get up too high to make those adjustments. In fact, you don't even have to bend down because the coil's in the middle of the antenna, so you can just walk right up to it and do the slider thing. So
Yeah, I would think so too. Anything where you don't got to bend down. If you got to put a spike in, could you put a little rope or something on it so you can pull the spike out?
Well, the spike is part of the antenna, so you could just, once it's you just, just jab it into the ground,
Okay, and then you pull the antenna out, and the spike comes with it.
It comes with it, and then you can just unscrew the pieces. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that might not be bad.
Yeah, and it's not that heavy, so I think the whole kit's just a little over 2 pounds.
Okay, well, there's things to try there, certainly.
Yeah, which is absolutely reasonable. Somebody said, a couple others, the old Wolf River coil. Again, that would give you you wouldn't have to go full 17-foot whip. You could go maybe a shorter whip if you're more comfortable with it, and then use the coil for your adjustments.
Yep, you can always mount a Wolf River coil on a vehicle too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was originally made to be a mobile antenna. So,
we've done that. Dave and I have done that. We've put the Wolf River coil on the back of his truck, and for whatever band, especially 40 meters and whatnot. Let's see. Lexi's asking, did you make linked radios or just roll out the required length from a spool in regards to the performer antenna? I started out with the linked radios, and now I got everything on a spool, and everything's marked, and I just roll it out and wind it back up again. And that's a lot faster, especially for band changes, because invariably I'd be breaking links and reconnecting links, and then things would fall over, and it was so much easier to just grab the end and wind and unwind, and then reset that stick. That's what I do. So, all right. So, not too bad. So, okay. I think we're getting towards the end, though. So I know my voice is
right,
at least
right. Let's get to that point.
Yep, absolutely. Upcoming videos. I got a lot of reviews I'm going to be doing in the next few weeks because people are sending me stuff again. Well, I think winter is over, and I've been kind of holding on to things because it's cold and the ground is frozen. But things are softening up now, and the days are getting longer, and it's getting easier to, it's a lot nicer when it's 45 degrees outside than it is when it's 25 degrees.
Or worse.
Or worse.
7.4.
Yeah. So had a review this week. We're probably going to have a review next week, and I got a couple other products lined up. And so if you like product reviews, you're gonna love it for the next few weeks. If you hate product reviews, please tell me what you want to see, and maybe we can squeeze something in to break up the monotony.
Right. Yeah. Well, definitely a video for the QSO party. And of course, things are getting warmer, so we're going to be getting out more. So definitely, a lot more activations as well.
I might be at a ham fest on Saturday. Let me see if I can find it here. Unalaska, Wisconsin. See if they got a website. Riverland Amateur Radio Club. I think that's the one. I'm not finding it. Oh, wait. That's not it. I'm looking here on the ARRL website, and I'm seeing if I can find it. But it's in Unalaska, which is a community just outside of La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Home of the Glazer.
Home of the Glazer. That's right. Quick Trip. Corporate headquarters are there. Come on. Get me to the Hamfest calendar. There we go.
Hey, finally.
OFTA. Wisconsin section. Here it is. MVRA. Spring fever swap meet. March 7th, American Legion, 419 First Avenue, Holman, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Holman, Onalaska.
Same difference.
Same difference. It's Mississippi Valley Amateur Radio Association. They'll have the bus there. They have this motor coach that they've turned into a communications vehicle. It was at Hamvention a couple of years ago. So, yep, here we go. I've been to this one a couple of years now. It's they were in Sparta last year. They were in La Crosse 2 years ago. They've been kind of bouncing from location to location. Hopefully, this one will stick. The Holman American Legion. It's a nice location. Hopefully I'm going to get out there. We're talking thunderstorms in Wisconsin tomorrow night.
The ground is still frozen, so it'll just be a flood.
It'll just be a flood. And then go to the Ham Fest, work some parks on the way home. So that's my big weekend plans.
I got to work Saturday, so
no.
That was just throwing on the schedule yesterday. So that's great.
Oh, that stinks. Yeah. Oh well.
So that's all right. I like money. Put that money aside for the K2 if it ever comes my way.
There you go. That's what you got to do. I should probably not be spending money at this Ham Fest because I'll need it for Hamvention, but
right.
Well, I'll still go.
Right.
Because
it's nice to look.
It is, absolutely.
Right.
So, all right. So, next live stream is on April 2nd. So I'm no fooling. So we'll hope to see you then. So thanks a lot, everybody, for joining us, even though we went off the rails a couple times.
Oh, man. Yeah, we went off the rails and hit a mountain lion.
Oh, yeah. So have a great evening. We'll see you next month. I'm Michael, KB9VBR.
And I'm Joe, KD9CJX73.
28.074.
Oh, no! It's banging!
And call CQ. Good night, everybody. Oh.